Long before history was written, a war shook the heavens and split the earth. This is the Mahabharata, not just a story, but a cosmic saga of gods, warriors, curses, and fate. A battle between Dharma and Adharma, truth and betrayal, where every choice shapes eternity. Welcome to Dark Whispers, where forgotten legends are brought back to life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell icon and follow the Whispers of Destiny. The sun rose over Hastinapura like a blessing, its golden rays glinting upon the mighty walls of the ancient city. The Ganga flowed beneath its gaze, sacred and eternal, her waters whispering the secrets of ages past. And within the palace grounds, two lineages played as one. The Pandavas and the Kauravas, princes of a mighty race, gathered for their daily games. Arjuna's arrows cut through the air like lightning. Nakula and Sahadeva raised their chariots with swiftness of a deer, and at the heart of their play stood Bhima, son of Vayudeva. Bhima's laughter rang out as he wrestled Duryodhana upon the soft earth, his arms strong as the roots of a mountain. He lifted Duryodhana high above his head, and with a playful roar, Bhima hurled Duryodhana into the palace pond. Water surged and splashed in every direction, soaking the prince who stood near. The air filled with laughter, bright, innocent, and unknowing. Arjuna clapped his hands in delight. Nakula and Sahadeva cheered. Even the young Kauravas laughed not out of cruelty, but from the sheer joy of youth. But Duryodhana did not laugh. He rose from the water slowly, his garments clinging onto him. His face wet not only with the pond's water, but with humiliation that stung deeper than any wound. His eyes, dark and burning, locked onto Bhima, and in that gaze the first seeds of hatred found fertile ground. Again and again that day Bhima's strength was on display. He shattered the chariot wheel with his bare hands during a contest. He lifted boulders as if they were pebbles. He shielded his brothers during mock battles, his mighty form unshaken. And with each act, the crack within Duryodhana's pride deepened. That night, while the palace lay in deep slumber, Duryodhana remained awake. The moon cast its pale light upon his chamber. His shadow stretched long across the floor, as restless as his heart. The laughter of the day echoed in his mind, louder, sharper, and crueler in memory than it had been in truth. Again he saw Bhima lifting him like a doll. Again he felt the sting of falling, the burnt of the laughter, the weight of his shame. Duryodhana rose and stood by his window. Below, the Ganga shimmered, cold and silent beneath the moon. The river that had mocked him with its water, why could it not drown the one who shamed him? A thought, dark and dangerous, coiled in his mind. The river could be his ally. Death could wear the guise of a brotherhood. As the first light of dawn touched the horizon, Duryodhana left his chamber. He descended to the palace terrace, where the breeze carried the scent of the sacred river. There, as if drawn by the darkness in Duryodhana's soul, Shakuni appeared. No words passed between them. Their eyes met, nephew and uncle, prince and schemer, and in that silent gaze, the plan was born. The next day, the princes gathered upon the banks of Ganga. The air was filled with music. The riverbanks were adorned with garlands of fresh flowers. A festival of brotherhood had been proclaimed, a day of bathing, feasting, and games. The Kauravas served their cousins with hands that seemed warm, with smiles that masked what lay beneath. Golden bowls of kheer, fragrant with cardamom and saffron, were placed before the Pandavas, and Duryodhana himself offered Bhima his share. The kheer, rich, sweet, and sweet with poison. Bhima, ever trusting and pure, ate deeply. He laughed, unaware of the shadow tightening around him. But as the poison worked its way through his veins, His laughter grew faint. His great hands trembled. His mighty arms weakened. The world blurred before his eyes. And then Bhima fell, silent as a tree, felled by the storm. Duryodhana's plan moved swiftly now. The Kauravas bound Bhima's limbs with silk cords, weighted with stones. Even in his poisoned stupor, his form was heavy, massive and difficult to move. Together they dragged him to the river's edge. Again with a final push, they cast him into the depths. The sacred Ganga, who had watched over kings and sages, swallowed him in her embrace. The surface still, the crime was hidden. But Dharma does not sleep, and the river that took him bore him not to death, but to destiny. Deep beneath the river's surface, where no mortal eye could see, the Nagas stirred. Their jeweled hoods rose around the fallen prince, their fangs bared at first. But they saw upon Bhima the marks of divinity, the signs of Vayu's blessing, the bloodline of Vasuki through Kunti. The Nagas bore him to their realm, a world of luminous caverns and silent waters. There in a hall of pearl and jade, their king gazed upon Bhima with wonder. The Nagas poured into Bhima's mouth the Amrita of their race, nectar hidden from the world of men, the secret of serpent strength. Day and night they tended to him, and with each passing moment, his might grew, his arms hardened like iron, his chest like stone. His strength, once vast, became limitless. On the 8th day, the Nagas lifted Bhima upon their coils. They carried him upwards through the sacred currents. The Ganga parted for him, as if in reverence, and Bhima rose from the waters, radiant, mighty, and reborn. His eyes were clear, his form unshaken. The earth itself seemed to hum with his return. His brothers saw him. Weeping with joy, they ran to him. Bhima embraced them, his heart pure as before, unscarred by betrayal. But Duryodhana stepped back, his face pale, his soul darkened by fear. His plan had failed. His envy remained, deeper, deadlier. And Shakuni, silent and watchful, thought about darker schemes yet to come. The princess returned to Hastinapura. Bhishma watched them ascend the palace steps, sorrow heavy upon his noble face. Drona lifted his gaze from his prayers, sensing that the bond of brotherhood had been cracked beyond repair. The poison in the kheer had failed, but the poison in the heart still remained, and the loom of war began its slow, unyielding work.